This gift-giving holiday tradition is a family favorite. In this episode, I'm going to address the question, what is a favorite Christmas gift tradition that is easy, fun, and very memorable? Hang on, you're going to be blown away with how simple this is, but how powerful and how uniform it is for those in your family, your children, your grandchildren. And I'm going to share with you how we do it, and then you can adapt to how this may work in your particular set of circumstances. So my name's Doug Andrew, and I've helped many people optimize not just their financial assets as a financial strategist for more than 4.5 decades, but I also help people have family retreats with a purpose. One of my favorite topics is Grandpa's Camp, where we gather all of our grandchildren every year for an entire week. The older ones first, and then the younger ones come and join them. But a lot of people ask, Doug, what is one of your favorite Christmas gift-giving traditions? So, you don't spoil the children, you treat them equally and so forth. So let me just share with you that my wife, Sherry, and I, we've been married north of 46 years now. We have 6 children. We have 4 daughters and 2 sons. And with their spouses, and then also 20 grandchildren. There are a total usually of 30 to 33 of us at a Christmas gathering. And so the tradition that I started several years ago, I could not stop if I wanted to. My grandkids and my kids would not allow me to stop this tradition. And it really just is so simple with some envelopes, but it's what I do with these envelopes that makes all the difference. And so I'm going to share with you, what my wife does, but this is Grandpa's tradition, and my wife loves it also. But Christmas would never be the same in our house without doing this every single year. So before I share with you how I give a gift-giving tradition in our family that we've used now for years and years. I couldn't change it if I wanted to. We also have sort of a similar tradition with what Grandma does for the grandchildren and Mom does for her adult children. And as I said, we have 6 children, their spouses, and we now have 20 grandchildren that participate in this tradition every single year. Now, what has become expected of Grandma is on Christmas Eve, all of the grandchildren get a new set of PJs, okay? I don't know how she started that, but now they expect pajamas from Grandma. And so she always goes through and buys all of them new pajamas for the grandchildren. The adult children, she goes through and helps them with some of their emergency preparedness, storage items, whether it's food storage or medical supplies, because we are sort of emergency preparedness nuts. And so my wife traditionally will buy pajamas for the grandkids, for our children, emergency supplies to become self-reliant in case of a natural disaster, 72-hour emergency kits or what have you. And then she will go through and buy a specific gift for each of the children based upon a budget. Now, this isn't about money. I'm going to give you ideas so that you can be uniform, but she goes through a ton of mental anguish trying to be fair to all of the children and grandchildren, and I know what that's like because maybe one gift only costs $25, but another gift costs $100, which is 4 times, and so, she wants to be fair. Well, that's why my method makes it extremely fair when I use the envelope system that I'm going to share with you to empower the grandkids. So I'm going to tell you next how I do this. So years ago, when I was thinking, how can I make sure that what I give to my children and grandchildren is uniform, How can I allow them to be able to buy what they want? Because sometimes when they would make a Christmas list, a wish list, I would think I knew what they wanted, but maybe it wasn't the color or the brand or whatever. And so I began to realize, you know what, I'm going through a lot of brain damage trying to be fair and give everybody equal amounts. And sometimes the older ones require a little bit more expensive things. So I created a system. And for me, with our children, grandchildren at the time, now money changes value through the year, so you can adapt from this idea. But for years, what we did, and it is still a tradition, I would gift every child and grandchild $5 for every year old that they are, okay? Up until they turn 20, and then it tops out at $100 because 20 times $5 is $100. Now, you could do that $10 for every year old. You could do it $2, whatever you can afford. But for years, I've been doing $5 for every year old that they are. So as they get older and older, they know they're going to get another $5. When they're teenagers, they're starting to get $50, $60, $70. When they turn 20, they get $100. And that's where I cap it out at for my adult children. Now, we give them other gifts, like I mentioned. But when you look at a family my size, we basically, with all of our now 20 grandchildren, that comes out this year to $975 that I gift in the form of actual cash. And I'm going to show you how I do this. With all of those that are 20 or older and all of our adult children, it's $100. So I go through $3,000. Then I add my wife, and I usually give her, like $600 or $1,000 also, but I also hide hers like I do the rest. So I usually put their money, and I go to a bank, and I get crisp $5, $10, $20 bills, and sometimes $50 and $100 bills. And so they get brand new money. It's so crisp because some of my grandkids, this burns a hole in their purse or their pocket until they can go to the mall the next day. I have some grandchildren that have every single bill I have given them for the last 20 years. I put it in these envelopes and I hide them, okay? Now, in our house, usually I will have our 6 children and their children's all hidden in the same room, the dining room, the kitchen, the living room, the family room, the exercise room, and I shift those through the years and I keep track. It only takes me about 30 minutes to hide them, and I hide them based upon their age on how difficult it is to find. My adult children, I have taken apart heat vents, put it under carpet pads. Sometimes they have taken a half hour to an hour to find their money. And it's like they will work harder to try to find their envelope with a $100 bill in it than if they went out and worked that much time doing what they do in their profession. It's not about the money. It's about outsmarting their dad and where he hid it. This has become a family tradition. So when they finally open up their envelope where they found it inside of a couch cushion or a pillow or up in the attic above a light or something like that, they open it up and, maybe it's just a crisp $100 bill in there. But it's not so much about the money. It's about trying to find out where their envelope was hidden to see if I could outsmart them for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I could not stop doing this if I wanted to. But as everyone begins to find their envelopes, or if some of the little ones, maybe it was too hard, I start giving hints after 20 or 30 minutes and the family comes together. But now they have an amount of money based upon their age. It's extremely fair to everybody. They begin to add up, golly, next year I'll get this much. They look forward to it and they already know what they're going to save it for or what they're going to buy with the envelope money that Grandpa is going to hide for us. So if you're going, golly, I would like to share this with somebody in my family that was wondering, golly, what's a good gift-giving tradition that we could start? I'll show you at the end a link to where you can share this concept with them and how you can get a free copy of one of my books by going to my website. So stay with me. I like to use these gift envelopes, which you get very inexpensively, usually in packages of 10. Sometimes I'll have a snowman and the ones for the grandkids. These are more for the adults. And they hold the cash inside. But the key is to get denominations. With little children, they think they have more money the more bills you give them. So instead of giving them maybe 2 10s and a 5 for $25, you can give them 5 5s and they, look what I got 5, because they don't even understand money yet. But I always give them crisp, brand new dollar bills, and I have to order them at my bank, usually in November, and then I go pick them up. But if you're connecting the dots, I hide the envelopes, but I get my Christmas shopping done in less than 60 minutes. It's uniform. It's a hit. I simply look at all of my grandchildren, and this year that I'm recording this, I know the denominations for every single one of my grandchildren, $5 for every year old they are. That comes to $975. I also have 6 children and their spouses. There's another $1,200. And then I have my wife, and I will usually hide $500, $600, $1,000 for her. But everybody has to find their envelope before they get their money, okay? But when you think about it, I simply calculate. I go down to the bank, and I've prearranged for the brand new bills, and I walk in and I have my Christmas shopping done in less than 20 minutes at the bank. I come back, put them in their envelope. Sometimes I just use one like this. I put their name on it, and then we hide them in the various places in the rooms. Now, sometimes some of their siblings finds their envelope, and they always know if they find somebody else's envelope, they can't tell them or share with them. If they have a hard time finding it, they might give a hint. But it becomes a favorite tradition in our home, and it makes it really quite simple. So Grandpa gets his shopping all done with about 30 minutes of math and 20 minutes at the bank, 10 minutes driving to the bank, and I'm done with my Christmas shopping, and it's the favorite part of our Christmas holiday. So whatever ahas that you may have received watching this episode, make your gift giving a tradition every year. Something simple as the envelope hiding is a favorite in our family. It's nice because it creates uniformity. I'm able to give money. They can use that money to save or to get what they want. But it's hiding the envelopes that makes all the difference. I hide in more difficult places for the older ones, and for my adult children, especially my 2 sons that are now in their 40s. Oh my heavens, is it a challenge, because Dad has to keep finding a place that they will never find it. And they do, but sometimes they almost have to take the room apart to find where I hid their envelopes. It will become a family favorite tradition, whatever take you have on this idea. But if you would like to learn more about various concepts, you can claim a free copy of this book, Entitlement Abolition, where I talk about family traditions and family vacations with a purpose, Grandpa's Camp. You go to entitlementabolitionbook.com and you can claim your free copy. You just pay a nominal amount toward the shipping and handling, and I'll cover the rest. But if you want to learn more, I have 2 websites I would recommend. 3dimensionalwealth.com has all kinds of different links to different books that I can gift you for free. Also, DougAndrew.com will help you understand some of the topics that I love to speak about and write about and articles. And search on this YouTube channel, 3Dimensional Wealth, if you would like to learn more. Thank you so much for engaging with me with this powerful idea.